YouTube, what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Listen, guys, so I did a live stream last night and it was fun, man. It was a good time. We had like 180 people on there. I'm gonna start doing the YouTube live streams a little bit more often. I really do them a bunch on Instagram, but YouTube was lit and I have a little bit more control, a little bit more things, creativity, a little bit more creative freedom with YouTube because I can screen share. Yeah, it was a good time. So go check that out if you haven't. We did that last night. What I'll do is I'll try to promote, you know, the day of, maybe in the morning when I'll be going live, if I go live that day. But what I noticed is when I was on that live, there was a lot of teen barbers, So what I wanted to do, give a little shine to some teenage barbers, but also give some advice, some nuggets on how to become a successful barber, especially if you're a teenager, man, from what I've seen at least. So let's go ahead, let's get started with this video. So I guess first I want to check out this video right here, man. It caught my attention, and it's two brothers, I guess in Hawaii or something, that have a barbershop, and they made the news. I want to peep this out just for a little bit of inspiration, maybe. I never watched this video, but let's see.
Lovely to have you with us. That's on there.
Whoa, video quality is horrible. There we go.
We're off now to a small New Zealand town where jobs.
New Zealand.
If you're a teenager looking for an opportunity, what do you do?
What about starting up your own with a little brotherly love thrown in? Here's Michael Holland.
I know that look in your eyes. I guess I should apologize.
I'm Maddie. I'm Jamie. And this is Mad Cuts.
How dope.
Keen ass, man. Happy vibes. Every day. Every day.
How do you come from a small town that there isn't even a barbershop? You're the first barbershop in town. Like, you're kids and you decide we should open up a barbershop. Like, how does that even come about? Like, what inspired them to become barbers, number one, as brothers, and open a barbershop? I need to hear more of their story. Come on.
That of a community hub.
Oh, man. You keep on doing it, you keep on getting better, and it becomes a career.
Is he scoffing at you?
I don't know. I don't want him to because he's making me nervous.
Is he a dude? Yes. Got the box cut at the front.
Of course, boxes are in, right?
Boxes are in, man. It's a biggie.
He's a real old timer, this boy.
Yeah, he's one of my loyal customers.
Why don't you try and tempt him with a design?
If he's up for the challenge, yeah.
Hey, man, dude sitting in the chair is so mad at that reporter. Why would you set him up like that, talking about design?
Circle.
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
Sarah raising the boys for much of their lives on her own.
Come to this point where then we can work as a team, and that is just gold.
And clearly you've lost control here and gone right through his eyebrow.
And that's a bit of a out of it transition from the eyebrow to the hair. As you can see, that kind of connects to it.
Truly up for a love heart.
I'm game. You look a bit scared.
What? It's a style. It's a new trend.
That old man tried them.
You tell me you're proud of him.
I'm extremely proud. I'm the proudest mother. Yeah.
And that's a wrap.
Yeah, a Mad Cuts rap.
Boom.
That's cool. They don't have, I don't think they have restrictions like we have here in the States. All right, so look, I think, man, if I'm a teen barber, and I didn't start cutting hair when I was a teenager. I started cutting hair when I was in college. But I can tell you that, you know, I definitely cut hair in a dorm, trying to get my friends to come in and let me cut their hair. I was cutting myself up. I cut myself up a bunch. I started off with like all evens and then tapers and just trying to get better, man. But what I would tell teen barbers today, man, you guys got it kind of a lot easier than, you know, before social media, right? I would say it's cool to be inspired and to be motivated by success stories like we just watched, or like influencers on Instagram or whatever. But I want to give you guys some kind of important things to really focus on. And here's a few. Number one, I would say early on, try everything. You know, try everything. Do not close doors. Do not have a closed mind on different things. Like, try hair color, try enhancements. You know, you're gonna have people in your ear telling you where to go, but they're not you. You're not them. Your lane might be different than theirs. Your passion might be different than theirs. So try everything. I mean, shear cuts, longer hair, chemical services. Obviously with chemical services, I will wait a little bit, maybe go to school first before you try those. Definitely try everything. The more you experience, and develop, the more you're going to be able at some point put together a strategic business plan that's going to set you up for success. Because if you're constantly doing everything your whole career, you can never really create efficiencies in your business, right? So like, let's say you do everything, you got all these different appointments, man. You can never really maximize your prices. You can never get really efficient because one appointment's 15 minutes. Then you got one that's an hour and a half. And you got a window in between because the last one was a chemical service. So you need time to clean up. The saying is, jack of all trades, master of none, right? At some point in your career, you need to be a master of something. And so I would definitely say early on as a teenage barber, study everything, watch YouTubes on everything, and you'll be able to figure out who you are as a barber at some point in time. The next thing I would say, man, is don't put too much importance or stress on how good you are as a barber. I can genuinely tell you, if you can do a decent fade and a decent lineup, you can get booked and you can make a lot of money behind the chair. As a barber who has owned 7 barbershops, I can tell you that our busiest barbers were not the best barbers. We're not the best hair cutters, I should say. They were the best barbers, but they weren't the best hair cutters. What I mean by that is barbering is much more than just cutting hair. You have to be personable. You have to serve your clients. You need to be professional. You need to be consistent. You need to be on time. You need to be able to treat your business like a business. And what I mean by that is track your expenses, track your revenues, pay taxes on it if you're going to have a long career, because you need to be able to put yourself in a position where you can get health insurance, where you can have investments and have a retirement plan. If you don't have those things in order, man, you're going to stress yourself out. You're going to feel like this isn't a real career. You're going to burn yourself out. So super important, to realize early on that how good you cut hair is not going to dictate or define your success as a barber. Because I see so many young barbers put so much stress on themselves to get better, to get on my level. Obviously not just my level. I mean, there's a lot of young barbers that are better than me, but get to the barbers of the level of some of these elite barbers and realize it took them thousands of hours to get to where they're at. Like, I don't care what nobody says. People get mad about me sharing a lot of information on YouTube, and what people don't realize, man, is if you don't put in the hours, you're not watching one of my YouTube videos and getting in the shop the next day putting out blurry fades. It's not happening, right? You have to put in the work, and if you do, after watching some of my videos and you put in the thousands of hours to get to an amazing level of barbering, then you've earned it. You deserve it, and I'm grateful that I could help you along that journey. I remember coming up, man, and not being able to afford a lot of tools, but I would cut hair, make 10 bucks, 15 bucks, 5 bucks, and it would add up. And I was broke, man, broke as hell when I first started cutting hair, like as broke as it gets with real bills, government assistance and all that. I needed all that help. So I really had to be conscious on my budget when I was buying new things. So I would look for cheap or used products, look, $76, to be able to build my little barbershop. I remember going to Facebook Marketplace, to Craigslist, and finding barber chairs, used barber chairs for $35, $50, even used clippers. I remember I bought my first detachable clippers on here, BGRCs. I wanted name brands. I wanted brands that were that were trusted. I would go on here and buy used clippers, man. Yeah, so look, Sterling's for 28 bucks, bid on that. You could get some good clippers that will last you a lifetime for super cheap. Like, this is a great deal right here. 40 bucks for these reflections. Look, fast feeds, $45. That's a great deal. Hand clippers, no, I'm just kidding. Don't use those. If you want it bad enough, you're going to find a way. It's not about not having enough resources to buy clippers or barber chairs. You just don't want it bad enough if you can't figure it out. If I was trying to learn how to cut hair, I would buy a pair of clippers before I bought a pair of jeans, before I bought my next pair of sneakers. If my sneakers got holes in them, bro, I'm rocking them sneakers a little bit longer. I get some clippers, and those clippers will make me money for some sneakers. You know what I mean? You always put money into assets first, and don't let those assets buy you things like clothes or whatever, food or whatever. So something to keep in mind, man. There's really no excuse. There's really nothing cool in not getting used products. I did it. I don't regret it for a second. I remember getting BGRCs, man. BGRCs at that time, they're detachable clippers. They were like $200 or something like that. And at that time, that was like crazy money for a clipper. I remember getting my first pair of BGRCs. I got them for like $50 used, man. They came in, They weren't in the best shape, but they came with 2 blades. One of those blades had a little bit of rust on them, cleaned it up, you know what I mean? And that's how I got my first pair of detachables when I really couldn't afford to spend that type of money on a new pair. From my experience looking at other teenage barbers on YouTube, I've noticed you guys don't really have a lot of issues with being sanitary, but it's always something to mention, man. Make sure you're sanitary, especially during these times. You don't want to build a reputation, especially early on, as being a dirty barber. So word of mouth is everything. Use your friends to bring you clients. Use your family to bring you clients. If you need to, man, get you some mannequins, bro. Because one thing I noticed with young barbers, man, is you sleep on shear work. And you don't have to. There's YouTube channels that cover it. There's online courses that cover it. And you don't need to only practice on real customers. Like, you can go on Amazon, look, and get you some mannequins. Damn, mannequin prices have shot up. I remember these mannequins were like $25, $30 the most. And now you can't find them for less than 40. You know, obviously check out the reviews. These are really good reviews here for 40 bucks. Get you these, right? Start off with longer haircuts, then medium haircuts, then shorter haircuts. You should be able to do 4 or 5 haircuts with these mannequins. And if you really want a really good mannequin, Pivot Pro. I tried all of them, man, and these are by far the best ones. Right here, Cole, $54, honestly. If the Amazon ones are gonna be 40, I would skip Amazon. I would go with this one. Spend the extra $14, get you this one. This is by far the best mannequins. 100% human hair, fire mannequin. Spend the money on it. The biggest piece of advice that I could give you, it's everybody is investing in their haircutting skills, right? Everybody's investing in new tools, investing in online courses or academies, investing their time and energy on YouTube to get better at cutting hair because you love it and you're passionate about it. But what's going to really set you up for success is how much you invest in this, because the more you invest into yourself, the more self-value you'll have. The more self-value you have, the more value you're going to have to others. And that's super important, especially when you decide you want to get into business, you want to open your own barbershops, or you're just building clientele and you're trying to reach a demographic like businessmen, like celebrities, like those type of people want to surround themselves around dope people who they feel better around. Like, these are high level people that really believe in the idea that who you surround yourself around is who you become. And so you want to be able to be of value to others, and it doesn't just have to be to potential clients. It could be to your friends, to your family, to your co-workers, just anywhere that you go. You want to be somebody that people see of value. It opens up opportunities and it allows you to continue to progress throughout life. And so what I would suggest to you guys, man, is get an account with Audible. Get an account with Audible and read books, man, because this is what changed my life. I'm 21 years old, working at a fast food restaurant at Arby's, and the first book that I read, and some of you guys that watch me are 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old, 15 years old. If you guys read this book, you will be light years ahead of any teenager. This book right here, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Get this book. Get this book. And then the next book that I always tell people to get, my older barbers who are looking to open up their own barbershop, is this book right here, E-Myth Revisited. Guys, these 2 books will change your life. And if you continue to invest in yourself and read 1 book a month, because when you sign up for Audible, you can get 1 book or 2 books. I've been reading at least 1 book a month for like the last 10 years, guys. People ask me all the time, you know, at your age, at 32, how do you know so much about so many things? And it's not that I know so much about so many things, is the things that I talk about, I know a lot about because I've invested the time and energy into it. So with that being said, man, you got to invest in yourself. Go to hair shows, read these books, man. Start at an early age, because if you start at an early age, I can tell you somebody who started at an early age that I know a lot of teenage barbers look up to, and that's my boy Vic Blends. Vic Blends, you could tell he has invested in himself here. He's put in the work ethic, just like everybody else trying to get better at cutting hair and stuff. But the reason why he has grown substantially is because he's invested in this a lot. He's gone crazy with self-development. What you'll learn too is the more you develop yourself here, the better you're going to become as a barber, because you're able to look at cutting hair from a different perspective. Don't sleep on that. I know it's some of you young barbers already clicked out of this video. I hope not, but don't sleep on this, man. If I could talk to a younger version of myself, man, damn, I wish I would have read this book when I was 15, not 21. You know what I mean? But with that being said, guys, that's it. That's all I got for y'all. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the video. Smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. We drop daily content on this channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow.